blob 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 Oh, hello there. Oh, hello. Hi, everyone. Hi. Oh, funny to see you around. I was just on my rabbity exploring the deep blue sea when suddenly you showed up. That's funny. Hello, hi Champers. Hello Champa Rabbits. Hi Champa Rampies. Hi Champa Pampers. Hello everyone. Are there any rabbits in the house today? Maybe a couple of rabbits here, maybe a few. Oh, blob. Hello. Blob. Hi. It's nice to see you guys here. Yes. I am very excited for today's stream. A little nervous, but also a little excited in my heart because we are going to be looking at some scary things. Very scary things. Have you ever wondered what was in the deep blue sea? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever gone to the beach and swam in the water in the beach and gone out really far in the water and then think, you know, I can't see what's underneath me. I wonder what's underneath me right now. It could literally be anything because I can't see underneath the water. So I don't even know what's in there. Hopefully nothing mysterious. Oh, thank you so much for the $2. May I suggest checking out Lake Baikal? Yeah, let me write that down. Thank you very much for the suggestion. Lake Baikal. Let me just write that down. Okay, there we go. Humble. So yes, I've always thought, what the heck is in the water? Because in Australia, at least, you have to learn to swim. You know, when you're in school, it's like it's known from when you're little. You have to learn how to swim because otherwise you're gonna die. As soon as you get out, you know, anywhere, there's water everywhere here. At least where I am, there's lots of water. You know, if you drive out, water everywhere. So you have to know how to swim. We live on an island, for God's sake. Okay, it's the island, a country, a continent, and a place that homes lots of rabbits. Okay, it's a really humble place, but there's lots of water here. So I'm always left thinking, well, there's lots of things in the country that can kill you, and like out in the bush and everything. I wonder if the water is safer, and then you learn about all of the stuff that's in the water, especially around here, and you think, oh no, there's nothing. There's everything out here is terrifying and can kill you. That's great. That's so fun. That's so fun and exciting. So yeah, it's really interesting living here. It's always made me interested in the sea creatures out in the water. When I was very little, I thought I wanted to be a marine biologist. I'd always tell everyone, I want to be a marine biologist when I grow up and help all the dolphins and the animals and the fish. You know, when I was little, I didn't have a pet dog. I had a pet hermit crab. Okay? And he lived in a little coconut. And he was really cool, okay? And I had a few pet fish. I always wanted one of those fighting fish, but I never got one. But I always thought it would be cool, you know? So yeah, there's a lot of ocean that we don't see. There's a lot of sea creatures out there that we don't see, and that's undiscovered because only a tiny bit of the ocean is discovered in comparison to, like, I mean, we've explored basically the whole world, right? We have not explored all the ocean. Oh, the air pressure is different underneath the water. You'll die if you go down there. I think it's a load of baloney, okay? I think surely if we can make robots that look like humans and we can bring robots into space to places with different gravitational pulls, with different weather conditions, different climates we've never been used to, surely we can make something to go under the water that can track and identify different things down there. And pretty much, I heard someone say one time that the things that are the technology that's put out, you know, in the last, like, you know, like if we're seeing technology, if technology is brought to the public, it most likely means that the government and other, like, you know, high ups have known about that technology for the last like 10 years. It means we're usually decades late to the newest technology, or at least if it's become accessible to everybody. So surely there's something. I mean, I have an underwater GoPro, okay? Surely we can strap that to something that goes down the bottom of the water, you know? So, yeah. Don't go in the water straight after eating. You'll get a tummy ache. Well, I'll tell you what. That's the first myth and conspiracy theory that I would like to get rid of. The fact that if you go into the water right after eating, that you'll get a tummy ache. One time I wanted to be sneaky and I ate an egg sandwich and then I went in this pool and I didn't even get a tummy ache after. So basically, I think that's a load of baloney. So that's first myth busted, if anyone cares. Yeah. My first conspiracy theory is Kiki is actually really cute. No, that's not true. That's not true. Okay? You know what's cute? This rubber ducky. I like him. His name is Rabba Ducky. His name is Rubber Ducky. And I like him. And I like him very much. Okay, his name's RD for short. Rubber Ducky. RD. And I have named him for a long time. He's been named... I did not just name him. He was named for a very long time. Had him for years. Something I always wanted to do, though, is go out on the water in a boat, you know, and just, like, look and see what fellows you can see. A few months ago, I went kayaking, and it was so cool. I went kayaking in a river, and when I was going through in the kayak, I felt kind of bad because I'm like, I hope I'm not disrupting anyone right now, like with my oars, because like, you have to put them pretty deep under the water and move them pretty quickly if you want to go fast throughout the water, and pretty much like I was like really worried about it. It was scary because you don't even know what's in there. My first pet was a goldfish named Charlie after Mr. Chaplin. He had a mustache. Imagine what dad naming him after the other guy. Started off as a feeder fish and he grew 9 inches. Whoa! That's actually really big. What the heck? That's crazy talk. I like that you named him Charlie. That's really cute. I like that. I'm glad that it wasn't named after the other guy. Imagine having... Well, I guess... You know, I was thinking, imagine having to call him out in public, but it's not like you're taking a fish for a walk and you have to be like, you know... Hey! Famous painter! Famous painter! Hey! Famous painter! You know, out in public. I feel like you might get funny looks, you know? I don't know, though. Other guy was a great name for cats with that fur pattern. Yeah, that's true. But, you know, some people do walk their fish after all, but I don't know if I'd be that person. Yeah. But, you know, anyway, when I went kayaking, it was so cool. It was a really cool, like, experience because, I saw little jellyfish and fishies, and I kept stopping while I was, like, you know, while I was kayaking and looking, like, you know, looking, like, down the side and seeing if I can look at anything. And my dad kept being like, stop doing that, you're gonna flip the boat over. You're gonna flip it. And I'm like, no, I'm not! Just let me look! So I could barely even get a good look because it looked like I was gonna go overboard, but I wasn't. But yeah, I saw lots of cool jellyfish with their fishy little stingers. And cool little fishies and birds too that were going into the water and stuff and everything. Yeah. Real marine biologist here can confirm fish are real. You're a real marine biologist? That's cool. How does it feel to have little Kiki's dream job? Hmm? What kind of animals do you work with? I had an opportunity to work at an aquarium before, like at a really big aquarium. But all I would be doing is making sure that like all of the like the pH levels in the water are okay, and like cleaning the tanks. So I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. Sorry. And also, I didn't specialize in marine biology, but my well, I don't know how much to say, but one of my lecturers, she you know, she had specialized in marine biology, and she specifically looked a lot into nudibranchs and sea slugs, which is why I know so much about them, which is humble. Yeah. I worked with lobsters. Oh, lobsters. Is it lobsters or lobsters? You say lobbers? Lobsters. Yes. But generally I work with clams. Clams! And sea urchins. Oh, you want to work on corals? That's so cool. You should go to the coral reef in Australia, because there's so much coral bleaching. It's terrible. They need someone to help. I know there's lots of people that are helping, but you know, it is tricky. Steamed clams, no. The S is spoken. I say lobs. Personally, I say lobs, not lobsters. You know, so sad. I went to a Chinese restaurant. I went to a Chinese restaurant with my family, and I saw a little fish tank, and I was like, oh my god! There was a crayfish in there. I was like, oh my god, a crayfish! Look, look! And I was like so excited. I was like, oh my god, why is he there? Why is he there? Because it was just like a big tank, and it was like a singular crayfish is in there. I was like, oh my god, oh my god. And I was like looking at him and saying hello and taking pictures and stuff. And I said, why is he there? Why is he there? And my mom looks so like... She looks so sad. She's like, Kiki, they're gonna eat him. That's why he's in there, because they're planning to cook and eat him. And I was so devastated. So sad. Why would you have fish tanks just so you can show off what you're going to kill like that? That's terrible. It's like it's like going into like KFC or McDonald's, and there just being a farm out the front, you know? Like a whole like animal petting farm out the front, being like, look at this chicken! We're gonna kill it right now. Right now. When you order something, we're gonna go out the back and we're gonna kill it, and then you're gonna eat it. Actually, I feel like there's some people that would probably like that. I guess knowing that their food is fresh, especially with seafood, because a lot of it can be really like yucky frozen and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Still, yeah. Come get your quarter pounder before you eat it. Yeah, it's like lava chicken in real life. I did not like that scene in the Minecraft movie, the lava chicken scene. It was so sad. You know, if you think about it, Steve was a real psycho for doing that. We're talking how great the lava chicken was and then burning the chickens alive. Sorry, I'm turning my heater off. It's hot! Thank you so much for the $5. Charlie would splash us when we were having dinner until we would drop little bits of steak or hot dog at the tank. What? He was a well-fed fish having hot dog and steak. Oh my god, no wonder he grew that big. You should have been giving him like whole steaks and stuff. Maybe he would have like outgrown the tank or something. Yeah. But I want to first, before we talk kind of and go into the like conspiracy theory territory. Oh, my BGM's just a little quiet. Oh, okay, let me just turn it up a little bit then. Thank you for letting me know. Is that better? Yeah, before we go into conspiracy theory territory and talk about all of that stuff, right? Something that I really want to talk about is and showcase is some of the real sea creatures that are in the water around and everything, and have a look at some of the crazy sea creatures that actually exist and are out there. I'm sure you guys may have seen some of them, but it would be cool like just to talk about them And I feel like when you kind of see these sea creatures, it will make you feel like... I feel like it adds some kind of legitimacy to the conspiracy theories a little bit, or to the weird things going around, like, or going on in the ocean. Because if you think about it, there's so much uncharted territory down in the water, right? And there's so much stuff that we haven't looked at, you know. So it's hard to, you know, like, kind of figure out and stuff. I don't know. Cuttlefish, best sea creature. You know, when I was little, I would go, I remember going on holiday and going to the beach and finding a, like a cuttlefish shell. You know how they wash up on the beach? It's like a cuttlefish shell, like a cuttlefish bone. You know, like the cuttle bone. I'll show you what it looks like, because you guys may have seen these washed up on the beach. Cuddle bone. Images. So they like have like their little shells and bones, and they wash up on the beach, and they just kind of are around. Let me show you guys here. So yeah, I just saw like a cuttlefish like bone, right? And it would kind of just show up on the beach, right? And I picked one up because I didn't know what it was, and my mom explained to me what it was, and I was like, oh my god. And I was so excited that I had one, and my mom said, don't take it with you because it's gonna like smell and it's gonna be like yucky. And I was like, okay, I won't take it. And I snuck it into my pants. So I had bathers on, like little bather shorts, and I put the cuttlefish bone like in my bather shorts because I didn't have any pockets and I didn't have a bag or anything. So I just put it in my shorts to try to... I have a weird like history of putting things into my shorts to try to sneak them. I did that as well with a lump of coal. And I remember, I told you that story. At school, someone brought in a lump of coal and they gave it to me and I thought it was rare, so I put it in my pants because I didn't have any pockets. Anyway, so I put the cuttlefish shell in my pants to try to hide it so I could take it with me. And when I went into the car and went home and everything, and I went into the shower, because we had just been at the beach, and I washed the shell, like the little bone, with shampoo and stuff, because I'm like, oh, it's not gonna be smelly if I wash it with shampoo. Anyway, then I dried it and I put it in my room and I hid it. And let me just tell you, it still stunk. It still stunk really bad. And my mum found it and I got in trouble and I had to put it in the bin and I was really sad. But yeah, anyway, so I remember seeing the cuttlefish bones on the beach. And you know what? It's really funny because like I saw all these bones and shells and I'd never seen a real cuttlefish until one time I was at an aquarium and I saw him and he was so sweet. And he had like little, it almost looked like he had little fins, and it looked like he was dancing with like the fins and stuff, the way that the fins like move on the cuttlefish to be able to keep themselves up and stuff. It's really cool. Yeah, I love nautilus, I love cuttlefish, I love octopus, I love all of those fellows. I think they're so cool. Like, they're so intelligent. You can tell when you look at them how like intelligent they are. You can tell, like when you look at fish, they're just like blob blob blob, like they have no thoughts. But when you look at cuttlefish or octopus or nautilus or all those little guys, squids, like you can tell that there's something. Like, I remember seeing a blue-ringed octopus at the aquarium too, and blue-ringed octopus are amazing. And I was like, oh my god, like it just looks so smart. Like, it's really cool. Oh, thank you so much for the $5. Dad made me smuggle more gooey ducks at the beach in my trunks as a 4-year-old. What? 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 He made you do it. Here I was doing it and your dad was encouraging you to do it. Yeah, that's terrible. Yeah, blue-ringed octopus are very deadly. Yeah, they're very deadly, but they're very small. They're a lot smaller than you'd think. Let me see if I can find a photo of kind of one in comparison. Someone put them on their hand. Like, they're a lot smaller than you'd think. I think there's a viral photo of one on somebody's hand. Yes, here you go. Which, this person is an idiot for doing this, by the way. A big idiot. Because... But yeah, that's actually the size of them in comparison to a hand. Like, they're pretty tiny. They can even, like, fit into bottles. I mean, the thing with, like... The octopus is, like... They're so... Like, they're able to squeeze out of fish tanks and squeeze through tiny little passages because they just have the ability to just flatten themselves, like, really, really, really flat and just kind of squeeze through things. It's really, really interesting. It's really scary, though. Some people think that they're aliens. I don't think they're aliens. I just think they're super smart. I think they're super smart. And I think we can learn a lot about ourselves and a lot about biology through octopus. I think it's cool how people study them. Maybe watch a video later specifically about them. But yeah, so we'll talk a little bit now about some of the interesting real photos of some real weird fish that are out there, some weird animals that are lurking at the bottom of the sea. And we can kind of look through that and then have a look at some conspiracies. I remember when I was little looking at videos of mermaids and thinking they were real. And I want to show you if I'm going to try and see if I can find any videos I saw of mermaids. And maybe they'll still be just as convincing now. Probably not, I doubt it, but we'll see anyway. Yeah. We can learn how to squeeze through fish tanks from octopuses. No, I don't think we could. I think, though, I know how they studied the biology of cockroaches to create, I think, like, certain robots that can also squeeze through things like that. We could kind of use some of the mechanisms and biology kind of similar how they did with the cockroaches to like with squids. So we could kind of maybe create robotic ones of octopus, so we can create like a robotic ones to be able to get into tight places, especially in like caves or, you know, things like that. Like we could use the same like biology and stuff. Also, the way that they can camouflage, we could probably figure out stuff like, I think it's like their brain. I don't know. I remember reading about how they do that with their camouflage, but I can't specifically like recall what it was. But yeah, it's really cool. They have the aposematic coloration, the blue-ringed octopus, which is basically a really fancy way of saying, I have blue ring. I'm scary. Don't eat me. Even though I'm small, look at my blue. I'm really scary. You don't want to eat me. It's the same as like toads, different like poisonous tree frogs or poisonous frogs and other reptiles. You see that, but you also see that a lot with sea creatures. So a lot of it is due to that as well. Anyway, I'll stop rambling on about that. But let me show you. Let me show you a little bit about different kind of animals down in the deep blue sea and how interesting they are. Let's have a little looky. Let me get out of the way though. I'm kind of in the way. Also, I'm gonna take my snorkel off. Should I take my little snorkel off? Because I feel like... Or should I keep it on? Does the snorkel stay on? Or should the snorkel go off? I kind of just wanted to do it for the bit, but... If you guys like it, I'll keep it on. Fine, I'll keep it on! I'll keep it on! Okay, okay. Okay, the snorkel stays on. Okay. Alright. How else are you gonna snork? This is true. I don't want to put my glasses off because I'm still being like super smart. It's supposed to show I'm still smart. Oops. Wait. Uh-oh. No, I'm still smart. Let me keep them on. I want to keep the... Also, when I was little, I used to have to wear glasses with my goggles too. Until I got prescription goggles. Prescription goggles that let you be able to see, like, in the water. Because I could never open my eyes. Anyway. Let me pop this on. Okay, so I'll read a little bit about this. And this is like a top 50 list. We'll kind of skim past some of them. Others we'll really look into. But yeah. Hopefully by looking at these stuff, we can kind of set a basis and kind of have a little idea. And pretty much I'm just trying to I'm trying to show you guys there is weird shit already in the ocean. More weird shit could be in the ocean. Basically, is what I'm saying. So this is the peacock mantis shrimp found in the Indian and tropical Western Pacific Oceans. The peacock mantis shrimp is a candy-colored crustacean known for its ability to quickly punch prey with its front two appendages. According to Oceania, the International Ocean Preservation Advocacy Group, this shrimp's punch is one of the fastest movements in the animal kingdom. So much so that it's strong enough to break an aquarium's glass wall. Thank you so much for sending 5 memberships. Thank you, I appreciate that very much. That's sweet as pie. So it's strong enough to break an aquarium's glass wall. That's crazy. But no worries. They mostly only use their fists to steel to break open mollusks and dismember crabs. So you kind of got to be really careful if you're a mollusk or a crab. Otherwise, I don't think this fellow's gonna punch you. So don't worry about it. You know what's funny? This guy's probably stronger than me. His punch, because I sure as shit couldn't break an aquarium glass wall with my fists. That would really hurt. Okay, I don't even want to think about it because that would really hurt. I'm sure a human could, but not me, you know. Yeah, there are 3 different types of mantis shrimps. Weapon types, actually. There's the standard punching club, a piercing spear/knife type claw, and a fusion between the two described as an axe claw. That's super interesting. So this guy has punchy punches. He's a punchy man. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. I like that. Thank you very much. Ew! Look at this one! The pink see-through Fantasia. Oh my god. What is that? What is that? Like, see, this is just number 2. His name makes it sound like a piece of sexy lingerie, but don't be fooled. The pink see-through Fantasia is a sea cucumber, found about 1.5 miles deep into the Celebes Sea in the Western Pacific, east of Borneo. It was only discovered a little over a decade ago. Like, these guys were just existing around town and no one even knew. You know? No one knew. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. But the curious sea cucumber has a survival tactic that points to its long-time evolution. Bioluminescence to ward off predators. The pink see-through Fantasia is named for its transparent skin, which its mouth, anus, and intestines are all visible. So the only things that you can see is his mouth, anus, and intestines, which is really interesting. There's lots of like different kind of see-through sea creatures, and it's interesting that sometimes like you can see their organs and other things like in the tummy, but you can't see its skin. It's really interesting. Like for example, it's not the same, and this is not a sea creature, but the tardigrades, even though like obviously they're at like a molecular level, you can see if it's eating like other microorganisms, you can see like it's like food in its tummy, and it looks shiny and like and it's really weird. Like you can kind of see through him because he's like that little, if that makes sense. It's really cool. You can see all of the things in his tummy all like that. It's really weird, really weird. Yeah. So anyway, that's his poo-poo butt and his poo-poo intestines, if anyone cares. If anyone even cares. Yeah. The frogfish! Where is he? Where is he? Oh wait, it's so easy because I can't see. Oh, I see him! I see him! look, that's his mouth. That's his little eyes. That's one eye. And that's like his little flipper. Oh, I like him. He's cool. It's so easy to miss the frogfish because these types of anglerfish, there are over 50 species of them, are nearly identical to their surroundings, mostly coral reefs. They resemble sponges or algae-covered rocks. Like, imagine you were at the beach or you were in the sea, right? And you were just hanging out and you were swimming around and like looking at all the fishies and stuff. You would not be able to see. There's no way you'd be able to see them, you know. And like this, like it's kind of scary that you can't. I don't know. Some frogfish even use their camouflage not to hide but rather to mimic poison sea slugs. So no matter their appearance, one thing all species of frogfish have in common is this strange mode of locomotion. Although they can swim, they walk along their pectoral fins, which have evolved into arm-like limbs, including a joint that resembles an elbow. Oh, well that's nice. He's still, like, he can swim, but he decided to just kind of walk around. That's kind of cool. That's cool. I like that. And you know what's funny? Like, there's probably lots of groups like dedicated. Well, I know that there's lots of groups dedicated to look at things underneath the deep blue sea. So there are guys that have definitely had to watch this guy and not only find the frogfish, but also watch him sit there and see how he moves and like put that down. So they see that he has the ability to, like, you know, to swim, but he just decided to walk around anyway. That's kind of cute. He's planking. Yeah. You should do some reaction videos to Casual Geographic. I would if you can if you can watch them on stream without it getting like copyrighted or something, because I don't want it to get copyrighted so no one can watch it, you know what I mean? That would be cool to have that ability. I agree. Yeah. The ribbon eel. Oh, I like his little mouth and his little teeth. He's very nice, and his little front. That almost looks like fingers and a hand. I know it's not, but he's cool. Usually stay nested into burrows around coral reefs. The ribbon eel, sometimes called the leaf-nosed moray eel, lives in Indonesian waters from East Africa to southern Japan, Australia, and French Polynesia. So this man lives around me. That's basically what they're saying. Yeah. Another weird species of walking fish are tripod fish. I saw a bit about tripod fish and they're so weird. They're so weird. Maybe we'll see them on this list. Tripod fish are weird. They're really, really weird. The juveniles start out black with a pale yellow strip along the fins. I think I have seen juveniles of them. Transitions to a bright blue and yellow coloring. These eels are considered protrandic hermaphrodites, meaning they change sex from male to female several times throughout their lives. Which is interesting because you see this like happen with lots of different sea creatures and fish as well. I think the most common like fish that kind of changes sexes is the fishies like Nemo and stuff. Which is interesting as well. Yeah, pretty humble, I guess. Pretty cool that they can do that. Ew! Sorry, I don't want to say ew. Yeah, the clownfish. I couldn't think of the name of the fish. Frogs can do it too, depending on environmental pressures. Yeah. Guys, I don't want to be mean and say ew when I see this man's photo, but he looks a bit scary. He looks a little scary. Yeah. I don't know. His face looks a bit scary to me. He's the goat? My goat? Oh god. Oh god, is he? It didn't get his good side? I'm sorry. The frilled shark, or the Chlamydocialis anginus, it's one of the gnarliest looking creatures in the sea. Well, that's not nice. I mean, this list isn't being too nice either. Yeah, look at his teeth. It looks like an ancient beast. That's because it is. Oh, the prehistoric creature's roots back 80 million years? The frilled shark can grow to about 7 feet long, and it's named for the frilly appearance of its gills. I do like the frilly little gills he has. It almost looks like mushroom. You know, like the gills that you see on mushrooms as well. And the caps, like the... I don't know, it almost looks like a mushroom cap. You could call him Mr. Mushroom Cap. That's what I would have named him if I were him. But, you know, I guess not everyone's as smart as me. They gotta say, oh, look like fashion item frill. I call it frill. Okay? Yeah. The frilled shark can grow to about 7 feet long and is named for its frilly appearance of its gills. Although shark in name, these animals swim in a distinctly serpentine fashion, much like an eel. They mostly feed on squid, usually swallowing their prey whole. I don't want to be swallowed whole by him. That's a bit scary. How does he look like a ding-dong? He doesn't look like a ding-dong. He just looks like a weird-headed dinosaur. You know, he doesn't really look like a ding-dong to me, but... No, he doesn't. What kind of ding-dongs do you guys have? Jesus. What the heck? That's a bit scary. Guys, I think if your ding-dong looks like that, you might need to get checked out by a professional. Okay? Christmas tree worm! I love him! I love him! I love him! He looks cool! I love different like kinds of worms and nudibranchs and all the little fellows. They have some awesome colors. Because they have to. Because they're so little and they have to be like, please don't eat me, okay? I'm not good to eat. Scientists found this strange creature at the Great Barrier Reef's Lizard Island and named it, aptly, the Christmas tree worm. So this man lives in the Great Barrier Reef. Isn't that so cool? He lives around there? Yeah. The spiral branches are actually the worm's breathing and feeding apparatuses. So yeah, when you have like when you have fellows with those little like kind of appendages on them, or like little like things that just schnaz off of them, a lot of the time they're using them to breathe, which is interesting. While the worm itself lives in a tube, these tree-like crowns are covered in hair-like appendages called radioles. These are used for breathing and catching prey, but they can be withdrawn if the Christmas tree worm feels threatened. So they can just like get rid of them. They can go poof and poof them out like little bullets. That's kind of cool. I want to know who his hairstylist is. It looks like he's got lots of eyelashes. Looks like, if you think about it, doesn't it look like he's got lots of sets of eyelashes? If you think about it. So beautiful. Beautiful fellow. Yeah. Oh, look at him! Whee! I love him! I love him! He looks so cool! Look at his little hands! I saw a crab. I saw a crab recently when I went to the river on the beach, and I saw them on the rocks. And I don't know why I was shocked, but he walked sideways, and I was like, oh my god, he's walking sideways like a crab! But it was just like a crab. Like, I don't know why it was so shocking to me, but I was really excited by that. I don't know. There's something so cool about seeing something walk sideways. Reminds me of like them being in like a mech or something. And I guess technically like crustaceans do kind of have like an outer shell like they're in a mech, if you think about it. Like so many other sea creatures, the box crab is a master of disguise. In this case, the crustacean, which mostly keeps to the seabed, buries itself beneath the sand. Oh, I've seen videos of crabs burying themselves like that too, with just its eyes protruding from the mucky depths. One of the most fascinating aspects of the box crab's life cycle is its mating habits. Yep, that's usually how it goes for deep sea creatures for some reason, which literally redefine what it means to be swept off your feet. When the male box crab has found its mate, so its victim, I guess, in this case, it grasps onto her with its claws and carries her around the sea floor until she molts her shell. What? What? Oh, You know what I just realized? This isn't just one sea crab. It's mating. This is a video of a sea crab mating. See, look, he's got his hands on her. And he's carrying her. I just noticed that. Why would you put crab sex on the screen? Don't get me banned. Don't get me banned. Don't get me banned. That's not good. That's not good. Why? That's such a intimate moment. Oh god. The Squidworm! I like him. I like him. I like him. He's cool. He's cool. I mean, imagine if a human did that. Imagine if a human man, like, you know what Robbie Rotten does in Lazy Town? In that show, how he goes and he lives in like his underground cave, and then he has that like little tube that he looks out of with his eye, like a little telescope. Like, imagine if a man went into a hole with a telescope and like looked around, and then once a lady came, he came up out of the hole and carried her around until she agreed to do stuff with him. Yeah. Someone's gonna make some crab laws. I don't know. Yeah. Researchers with the Census of Marine Zooplankton first discovered the squidworm in 2007 during a cruise in a remotely operated vehicle, some 1.8 miles underwater, which is so weird. Like, you see a lot of the times that these like fellows were discovered, like it really wasn't that long ago that a lot of these sea creatures were discovered, and as technology improves and gets better, you know, and we're able to kind of it can operate under more extreme conditions, it's really cool to think about all the different fellows we'll discover, you know, because there is no way we've even scratched the surface on discovering all of the sea creatures that are out there. So it's really cool. The funky looking fish is named for the 10 appendages protruding from its head, which look like tentacles. The squidworm uses these to collect debris falling from open waters above, known as marine snow. Oh, that's nice of him. I wonder why he collects them. Maybe he puts them in a little sack and keeps them for later or something. Yeah. The giant isopod! I love them! So my favorite fellows are the giant isopods. I like him, and I like how lovely he is, because I think they're really lovely. I really like them. Okay? I love giant isopod. I love him. These guys are native to chilly, deep waters and can grow to be quite large. In 2010, a remotely operated underwater vehicle discovered a giant isopod. Imagine being the first guy to discover the giant isopod. Imagine. You've got your underwater, like, operated vehicle, right? And you've got him underwater and you're trying to, like, look at things on the ocean floor, discover things, and you just bump into this giant thing. Imagine. These crustaceans, which sort of resemble a massive woodworm, are carnivores and usually feed on dead animals that fall down from the ocean surface. Despite their discovery back in 1879, these creatures mostly remain a mystery. However, I have seen a video of someone going to a aquarium, and they have giant isopods there, and it makes me wonder, like, how humane that is to keep them in an aquarium kind of environment when they're so used to being at the bottom of the ocean, or like kind of deep down. So I don't know. Yeah. However, it's believed that giant isopods grow so large in order to withstand the pressure at the bottom of the sea, which is really cool. I like that. We'll look more. You need a break! You play! I have a very old video, one of my oldest, about nudibranchs. Shall we watch it? Special edition. Giggles special YouTube video, special edition. Okay. Shall we watch it? Okay. To really talk about the nudibranch. This is one of my oldest... Oh. This is one of my oldest videos I ever made. No, just like that. It's not letting me look up Kiki CH. There we go. Humble. Let me find it. Yes, this is before I even debuted on YouTube. And I'm sorry, this is almost a 4-year-old video. So I apologize. I hadn't even found my clover yet at this point. So please understand. Okay. I'm sorry if this video is not good, but I feel like it's a fun way to kind of look at some old videos. Oops. Let's have a little looky-loo, shall we? Ready? Some ancient lore, but it should be able to tell you a little bit about nudibranchs, okay? This is in the vault. Let me know how the volume is, guys. Hello. By the way, I'm recording this on my laptop microphone. I think this is a very old microphone, so sorry. Everybody, it's Kiyomi Pyon, but you can call me Kiki. So, sea slugs are really cool. I find them incredibly fun to look at and learn about. They almost have their own special powers and are like the glue that helps run the ocean. Also, look at them, they're so cute. I'm sure you've all seen what is referred to as the sea bunny and the sea lamb. And obviously, yeah, look how cute they are. But of course, there are more to these beautiful creatures than a bit quiet, better?
I want to first kind of break down for you what a sea slug is, as I'll be loosely using this term. So sea slugs are mollusk invertebrates with varying levels of resemblance to terrestrial slugs. Although they can be referred to as sea slugs, they're actually gastropods, which is a broad term used for the class Gastropoda. So snails, slugs, and nudibranchs are all examples of animals in this class. But what I'll be talking about today is the soft-bodied mollusks in this class of gastropoda called nudibranchs.
By the way, just letting you know, sorry to pause my own video, just letting you know that I edited this video myself. This is the first video I properly edited myself. Just letting you know. So anyway, thanks.
So depending on the species, gastropods may be carnivorous, omnivorous, or herbivorous. Like little vacuums, many consume detritus or decomposing organic matter. And as a result, this plays an important role in the local carbon cycle, under the sea obviously. So nudibranchs eat using a beak and a radula, which is like, a radula is basically a tongue with teeth on it. They use this to scrape off prey from the rocks that the prey rings onto. Some suck out of their prey after pre-digesting its tissues with selected enzymes, kind of like a wasp. But nudibranchs are picky eaters, and individual species or families of nudibranchs may eat only one kind of prey. These slugs have an enormous variation of body shape, colour and size. Most of them are partially translucent. Often they're in bright colours though. This implies that they are under constant
I was so nervous,
predators,
I'm sorry.
But the colour can serve as a warning to other animals as the sea slug's toxicity level, or the singing cells. This is called
I was supposed to say
coloration.
stinging cells, but I said stinging snails. I never edited that out.
And is also more popularly prevalent in venomous reptiles. When nudibranchs are babies, they look small and are like little snails. They actually have shells, but even with a developed operculum, as it develops to its juvenile state, the baby nudibranch loses its shell and recomposes itself to a different form that will suit not being in its shell that they once lived in. As when the nudibranchs are in shells as babies, they are very squashed and almost contorted. I find personally the thing that really attracted me to wanting to learn more about nudibranchs is their interesting physical features. They are categorized into two main types of body composition. So
sorry, it's boring you guys. Sorry.
This is the most common type of nudibranch there is, and it's got a feathery tuft of gills located on their backs. These gills help them travel in various types of interesting and cool ways. They also are able to retract their gills into a pocket by drawing them into their bodies. This serves as a way of protection if needed. For example, look at the blue glacius nudibranch. They
I
float
love these
upside
guys.
down by using surface tension of the water to stay up, allowing them to be carried along by the winds and the ocean currents. They camouflage using counter shading. So basically what counter shading is that in this specific one, the blue side of their body faces upwards, and this blends in with the water, and the white on the silver side is downwards facing, and this blends with the sunlight reflecting on the ocean's surface when viewed upwards underwater. Only being 1 inch though, they're pretty hard to spot, but they are very spooky as they feed on jellyfish. They use the sting cells from the jellyfish that they ingest to protect themselves
I
from
got way
predators.
closer to the mic. Sorry.
Think of it like if you were stung by lightning, or like a bee or something.
Struck by lightning,
or you ate a
Kiki.
bee
Struck
for
by
whatever
lightning.
reason. Please
Not
don't eat
stung by
bees.
lightning.
But say if you ate a bee, you'd be able to like sting people with your finger. Or you can think about the Hex branchus sanguinis, but this is known as the Spanish dancer nudibranch. The only type that has the ability to swim, which is really cool.
You can
The
tell I'm
funny
getting
thing
more
about them
excited
is
as
that
I'm
they
going
swim,
on.
when they swim, they look like they have a little skirt on, and even do dance off with others to find a mate. They can measure up to 40 centimeters, so they're pretty big for a nudibranch. Oh, also I mentioned before, there are interesting ways that they defend themselves. So nudibranchs kind of remind me of Kirby. And this is really interesting as because they don't produce their own chemical defenses, they obtain it by using food sources of their prey. So let me explain. So for example, sponges, which are popular sources of nutrients for
Why did I get up a
often
video of
contain
Kirby?
replicating or even poisonous like chemicals in their tissues. So after eating the sea sponge, the nudibranch have the ability to then recycle and use these chemicals in their body to decrease their palatability and deter predators from eating them. Some of them even get their bright colours from their diets, which is cool. So to put it in an easy way, nudibranchs can absorb special powers like Kirby. The second type of nudibranch though, or not second type, but the second kind of body composition of a nudibranch is alloids. So these have squishy spikes to cover their backs. These are also called serrata, which aren't exactly gills, but are actually a continuation of their digestive system. They also help with breathing and can be utilised for defence against predators. It helps their breathing in a way, as the alloid nudibranch absorb oxygen through their skin, the serrata increases the surface area of its body, and this helps them absorb more oxygen overall. For example, you have leaf sheep nudibranchs. Look how cute this is.
Sean!
His name's Sean.
Sean!
No, his name's actually Sean. He's characterized by his unique diet of
That
only
one's Sean.
algae, which means leaf sheep nudibranchs are the only type of animals in the entire world that can perform photosynthesis by using the chloroplast of the algae, which is cool. Sean's really smart. Also have the Phyllodysium magnum, which uses the serrata not only as a way of breathing, digesting, and defense, but they can also use these as like solar panels. By feeding on algae, with their anemones and corals, the solar-powered nudibranchs store up the absorbed algae, which continues to photosynthesize within the serrata, providing them with an ongoing source of food and sugars. And this is really interesting. Oh, also something that is also interesting is the way that nudibranchs reproduce. So to find a mate, the nudibranch uses its foot, which is, I guess, the foot of a nudibranch isn't what you think a foot is. So it's like, you know how snails use that little snail trail and they've got the like thingy that they slide on? Yeah, that's called the foot. And this is prevalent in nudibranch as well. So they'll use this to create a trail, just like a snail does, and other nudibranch will follow it. Other kinds, as I mentioned before, and a lot more interesting than this, is the dance-offs that the Spanish nudibranch will do. The nudibranch's genitals are located right near its head and on the right side of its body. This means to find a mate, they have to position themselves so their right sides line up, kind of like a high five, but with 4 genitals. Nudibranchs are hermaphrodites, meaning that they have reproductive organs of both sexes. This doesn't mean that they asexually reproduce though. So the reason why they have 4 genitals is because, so they put the 2 nudibranch, imagine that they're like lined up right side by right side. So I put their pee-pees inside the other BVs. And then this both fertilizes both nudibranchs, so both end up fertilized. This is what I personally like to call nudiception.
No, you didn't. Why'd you call it?
I'm sorry. This video sucked.
It's okay. That's it. That's it. Really. Okay. Yeah. So this is from 4 years ago. When I before I even streamed. Hang on. Let me. Just give me 1 sec. Sorry. Yeah. So this is from 4 years ago, before I was even streaming, before I even debuted. I did make that. I'll keep explaining while I just fix this. My little goggles have kind of gone a little silly. Kind of drifted a bit. Okay. Okay, that's better. I fixed it. Oops, no I didn't. There we go. So yeah, so at the time, I didn't really realize that you could have fun. I didn't realize that I could still have made something exciting while also making it educational. I kind of thought I had to make it serious for people to take what I was saying seriously. But say if I was to do it again, I would probably have kind of explained it in a more upbeat, excitable way than the way that I did explain it in, if that makes sense. But yeah, actually, as you can see, I am a little, well, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I love pretending I'm stupid. Okay, that's my favorite thing to do. I love pretending I'm stupid, and that I have no brain and I don't know anything. But actually, sometimes I do know some things. Okay, sometimes I know things. Just so you know, sometimes I do know things. Sometimes, just so you know, I do know things. Every now and then. So that's a fun fact about me. You may not have known. Okay, yeah. To be entertaining, you kind of have to be a little stupid every now and again. So anyway, let me just turn this down a little bit so nothing hurts your ears. You thought I was a little dumb? Yeah. Serious for the Kirby gameplay? Well, okay, that's the thing. I don't know. I thought the Kirby thing would I'm like, oh, well, I want to be a VTuber, and the people that are watching these videos may like video games, so I might interest them by adding video game references in it. Adding a video game reference may help them understand. Because there's actually theories that Kirby actually is a nudibranch because of that mechanism that he does, interestingly enough. So, yeah, just so you know. So, yeah, I thought I had to mostly be serious, if that makes sense. And it's an easy thing to remember. Nudibranch eat something, or something happened to nudibranch, that means nudibranch become that thing like Kirby do, you know? If that makes sense. It's like the most easy way to explain it, really. It does kind of work as a reference. It works pretty well as a reference, actually. But yeah, I'll be 1 second. Sorry, I gotta tinkle so badly. But yeah. Anyway, just give me 1 sec, and then we'll keep looking at weird sea creatures. Look at these cool. Look at these. Look at these cool sea slugs while I'm gone. You won't be able to hear it, but look at the cool sea slugs while I'm gone. Okay, wait 1 second. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hello. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah. I just have some coffee. Alright. So, shall we continue? I also wanted to say thank you so much everyone for tuning in today. I've been having so much fun so far. Alright. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. Let me read this, okay? Let's read about it, okay? Okay? Ready? Okay. So I basically, to sum it up, let's read this. With over 3,000 different species on record, the nudibranch is an extremely versatile kind of sea slug. These little guys are found pretty much everywhere, in both shallow and deep waters, from the North and South Poles and into the tropics. There are two distinct kinds, and I did talk about this in my video. Dura nudibranchs, which is smooth with feather-like gills on their back to help them breathe, and alloyed nudibranchs, which breathe through a different kind of organ, also located on their backs, called serrata. Because the tiny nudibranch lacks a shell, it instead protects itself with bright camouflage, meant as a warning signal. But perhaps their wildest adaptation of all is the ability to quite literally swallow, digest, and reuse stinging cells from prey. Which is pretty cool, pretty humble, yeah. Sea Angel! Whoa! Cool! I like him. Although they're called sea angel, these creatures are actually predatory sea snails. This particular specimen, Platybrachum anteractum, flies through the deep Antarctic waters hunting the shelled pteropods, another type of snail, on which it feeds. According to the Marine Census of Life, sea angels have a special parapodia, or lateral extensions of the foot, that help them to propel them through water. It's almost like they have like their foot, yeah, and then they have that little poof, that little pop at the back, the little poo at the back to help them. And got that little poo-poo at the back. Sorry. Okay, now I've gotten too silly with the way I talk about things. Now I've gotten too silly. Someone's gotta come rein me in a little bit, okay? Because I'm getting a bit ridiculous now. Okay, little poo-poo. Oh. Sorry. A golfer eel. What? Why is his mouth like that? It's like, oh, help me, I've got a big mouth. The golfer eel, also referred to as the pelican eel, is named for its huge mouth and jaw, which helps them to swallow prey whole. They can grow up to 6 feet in length, and their huge mouths allow them to hunt down meals that are larger than them. This usually happens when food is scarce. It's believed that golfer eels usually eat crustaceans and other small marine animals. God, I would not want to be eaten by that guy. Yeah, he must have a lot of things to say. A lot of things today. Yeah. You can get as silly as you want as long as we have the glasses to remind us how smart you are. I am a nerd. Yes, I am studious. From my prefrontal cortex to my gluteus. Yeah, obviously. You can tell by the glasses. What is this? What the hell? This is like a rocket. The Maris orthocana. Whoa, that's really weird. Those things are actually pretty small, so they can't eat people. Oh, I see. I understand. Like a multi-stage rocket, this bizarre microscopic creature, Maris orthocana, is made up of multiple repeated units, including tentacles and multiple stomachs. Technically, they can cyanophores, which are related to Portuguese man-o'-war, like ants. A colony made up of many individuals has attributes resembling a single organism. That's actually pretty humble. That's pretty cool. I like him. So microscopically, these guys are just around. They just exist. And we don't even know. Isn't that so weird? They're just around. There's just random rockets everywhere. The giant squid... The giant squid... Ichnidus ducks is absolutely the stuff of nightmares. The largest one ever recorded came in at a whopping 43 feet long, nearly half the size of a blue whale. Jesus Christ. Earlier this year, scientists created a draft genome sequence for the giant squid in a bid to better understand it. With about 2.7 billion DNA base pairs, its genome is about 90% the size of a human genome. Besides that, scientists don't know a whole lot about the giant beast or its habits, because most of what we know comes from their carcasses, which wash up on the shore. Most of the time, the giant squid lives in waters so deep that we never see them, adding to their intrigue. That's the thing, most of them just live so like deep in the ocean. Let's see. Oh. Look at this. Oh my god. Oh god, that's so weird. They just live under the water and we... Look at his big eye. Ugh. Look at that. Ugh. Look at him. Look at his big thing. Look at his... Oh, look at the big tentacles. Oh no. It's so scary. I don't like him. He's... I almost want to be super nice because I'm scared. I don't want him to eat me in my sleep. They hunt whales? Oh my god, they saw him in the water? Oh my god. Hi. What are you doing up here? Like, how did he find his way up to the surface? He was just down there, and no one saw him, and then he just came up. Ew, yuck, yucky, yucky. Yucky. Imagine the calamari. Yeah. I guess. Let's see. Hey, I like him! I like him! I like this man a lot! I love him! I love him! He looks like you! He looks like you! Oh my god! Oh my god! Why is he so cross? What's gotten him in it so upset? I like him. Hey, what's his name? Red-lipped batfish. This bizarre-looking fish is also known as the Galapagos batfish and can be found at the bottom of the ocean. It's named for its red lips, which make it appear to be wearing lipstick. Although the red-lipped batfish appears to have legs, its limb-like appendages are actually fins, which the creature uses to stand on and check its surroundings. So he is like a fellow. He is like a fellow if you think about it. Natural born thrillers? Wait, hang on a minute. I love him. I love him very much. Look at him. He's so famous. It's a mating attraction. Wow. Wow. Wait, do we get to see him walking? Wait, I want to see a video of him walking. And most importantly, I want to see him with his red lips. Most importantly. Oh my god. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, wow. Wow. And then he swim away because he's nervous. He's so funny. Ah! at him! I like him. What does he do? What does he do all day? What does he do in his life? No photographs. Look, that's just him. Oh, careful. Look at him. He's walking and he's having a look. Ooh. Ooh, I'm very upset. Look, he's got a tail too. Ooh, don't upset me. Ooh, he kind of moves around like the way he moves is like a doggy. Like a doggy. Look at him. Do you think he could be a pet? He's so upset. Do you think he could be a pet? I want him. Imagine getting him little shoes. Little shoes. Or something. Imagine that. That would be so cool. Let's see. Because there's 50 here. The coffin fish. Leafy sea dragon. I've seen a leafy sea dragon before. Blobfish. AKA fathead. Imagine naming something. Imagine naming something fathead. Let's see if we can look at something on the blobfish. No, he's not the ugliest guy on earth. God, I fucking hate AI. It's ruined everything. It's ruined everything. Look, we can't even look at educational videos. You know, because... Oh... Blobfish. Wait, what's this? This is Creative Commons. Yeah, let me turn this off. Yeah. He's had a hard... Well, he's probably had a really tricky life having to do with everyone. This is just called Blobfish. Hi! Hi! No, I don't want to kiss you! Why is this from 11 years ago? Why? I don't like him. I don't like him. Oh, look at him.
The blobfish is a deep-sea fish inhabiting waters off Australia, Tasmania, and New Zealand.
Hang on, he's in Australia? Wait, I was okay with him from a distance, but I don't know how I feel about him, like, just being around me. I don't know how I feel about it now. I don't know if I like that very much.
And at depths of 600 to 1200 meters. Its gelatinous, blob-like body, less dense than water, is an adaptation to the extreme pressure of its environment, allowing it to float effortlessly. This unique appearance, often misrepresented by images of surface-deformed specimens, is a consequence of the pressure change.
So the only reason why he looks like that is because the pressure changed from the bottom of the ocean to the top? That's so sad! He's actually beautiful! But everyone misunderstand him. And everyone misunderstand him so much. You look like that too if no one put you at the bottom of the deep blue sea.
A relatively inactive ambush predator, it feeds on crustaceans and other small creatures. Classified as vulnerable due to deep-sea fishing, the blobfish remains a fascinating example of deep-sea adaptation and a subject.
See, that's just what he looks like. He's like a little bit ugly, but he's not that bad, like in comparison to in comparison to all the other weird fish. If you think about it. Yeah, you know? If you think about it. Let's see if we can find a cool video about deep sea creatures. Top 10 deep sea creatures.
Remains vastly unexplored. It seems the deeper down we submerge, the scarier and more horrifying the creatures that live therein are. From the giant squid, once thought to be nothing more than a myth, to bone-eating worms, we bring you our picks for the top 10 creepiest sea creatures you didn't know existed. Number 10, sarcastic fringehead.
I love him. Why is he sarcastic?
Too cool not to mention. And okay, sure, it doesn't necessarily live in the deepest, darkest, coldest depths of the ocean,
Oh, look at him.
Living 10 feet or 3 meters to 240 feet or 73 meters below sea level, outside the breaker zone along the many open coastlines. This fish usually grows to be less than
Look at
10
him.
inches or 25 centimeters long.
Whenever I see fish, I feel the need to make a really specific, like, strange noise. Like,
But have been documented to reach 12
Why
inches
is he
or 30
sarcastic,
centimeters in
though?
length. They are fearless and
Look
extremely
at that.
aggressive fish. rushing towards
I'm aggressive.
anything that dare approach their burrows. Their body is elongated, slender, and
He's so
relatively
aggressive.
compressed, and
Wait,
have a
sorry,
long
sorry,
dorsal
sorry.
fin that dare
Look at
approach
him.
their burrows. Their body is elongated, slender, and relatively compressed, and have a long dorsal fin which extends from the back of the head to almost the caudal fin.
That's so
Sarcastic
scary.
French heads have large, rounded heads with a huge jaw that can extend past the eye, lined with numerous needle-like teeth.
I like him.
Frilled shark.
Oh, we learned about
Known as
him.
a living fossil, the frilled shark is such a unique, rare, and unusual creature.
Oh god, he
that the
looks
two
so
known
old
species,
and dead
the frilled shark
inside.
and the southern African frilled shark are placed in their own order. The frilled shark usually lives in the deep marine areas of Japan, 200 to 4,200 feet or 60 to
I'm never,
1,230 meters
ever
in
going to
depth,
go into the
but are
Japan
also known
Ocean.
to be throughout the eastern Pacific, eastern Atlantic, and Indian Oceans as well.
Why was
And
he
the
on
more
the
newly
news?
discovered
Why was he on the news?
species, the southern
What'd he
African
do?
frilled shark, is found in the waters around Africa. Unlike most sharks, the frilled shark has an eel-like, long, thin body, 6 gills covered by frill-like skin.
You know,
flaps,
he just
from
looks
which
so
it derives
old.
its name,
He
and
lit
typically grows
like
to
I get they're called living fossils, but he literally looks like he has like a dead eel slash shark has been like preserved for hundreds of years somehow, like continually like being preserved, you know, like in that state, and it's just rotted and it's dead behind its eyes. Like it looks, yeah, scary.
roughly 6.5 feet or 2 meters.
Sorry, I hope the
in length.
volume's okay.
Number 8. Giant squid. These monster squids, believed once to be nothing more
And you know what's interesting? Okay, which is gonna like kind of tie in later when we talk about all of the conspiracy theories, is these like giant squids are once known as not real. They were put in media, they were put in like, you know, that they were drawn and stuff, but they actually were real. They actually were real. So it just like goes to show that like these things that we could think are myths now is like undiscovered from the bottom of the sea and then like once actually seen. So you never know. I don't know.
than creatures of myth, survive in the icy cold depths of 1,650 feet
Volume
or
okay?
500 meters to 3,300 feet or 1,000 meters. Though big, stories about their actual size have been, so far, largely exaggerated.
No,
with
they
claims
haven't.
that they get to 66 feet or 20 meters in length.
It's
though never
true.
documented. The largest on record measures out to 43 feet or 13
Well, that's pretty
meters in
fucking
length.
big.
Some researchers believe there are multiple species of giant squid, possibly up to 8 different species.
Oh
Other
god.
researchers, however, think there is just one.
The fact that there may be like 8 of them, just in general, that there may be 8 that exist, is scary enough to me. You know? Even the fact that there's one that exists is enough to scare me.
Giant squids are thought to live worldwide, based upon the shores they have washed
Oh,
up on. Commonly
great!
being the shores of New Zealand and Pacific Islands. And
Great!
have also made frequent appearances throughout the eastern and western sides of the northern Atlantic Ocean and along the southern coast of Africa. Number 7. Oarfish.
So they
The
may
incredibly
be in the
long,
Australian
slender,
Sea.
and strange-looking
Great.
oarfish
Great.
is the largest known bony fish in the seas,
Bony?
getting as long as about 36 feet or 11
What?
meters and weigh up to 600 pounds or 270
He's so
kilograms.
fat!
Rarely, the oarfish has been known to
What?
swim up to shore, but they prefer the depths of roughly 3,000 feet or 914 meters. A more modern-day belief is that the Argus was the basis for the ancient myths about the great and powerful sea serpents. But as fearsome as their mythological brethren may have been, the simple truth of the matter is they possess no visible teeth and live primarily
I
off of
like
plankton.
him.
The
I like
species is
him.
rarely observed by humans, encounters so uncommon, it's
Whoa.
usually only when they are
Whoa.
washed up on shore that we get to
Jesus.
see living
Sorry, can we watch that again? Imagine being at the beach and just seeing this. I would never go to the beach ever
off of
again.
plankton. The
Just watch this.
species is rarely observed by humans. Encounters
And actually, sorry, before I play that video, you know what's kind of sad is the fact that like videos like this, you know, like videos like this is the only way that we can prove that stuff like this exists. Because if you were like, oh, there are giant like longfish that like get to this long, or there are giant squids that get to this big, you know, if you just said it, we'd be like, no, I don't think so. Like, I don't think that's true. There's no proof, right? And we have videos of that proof now. But now, with like AI and stuff, like no one's going to believe it anymore. Now we've gone back to no one believing anything, because now even if there's a video of it, we can't even prove that that is real, you know, sometimes. And it's just going to keep getting better, and we can't prove that it's real. So no one's going to believe video evidence anymore, which is going to create a very difficult way of documenting whether scientific discoveries or things like that are even real now. Now we're going to all have to circle around in real life to see if it's real. And even if we did, we can't say it's proof that it's real, because what? We're going to take a picture of it? Well, we can't, because it could be AI. So now, like, the only things that people are going to believe is real is things that have been taken or documented as videos and proved, you know, to be posted before AI existed. So, you know, we've kind of had a passage of time now to be able to post anything and say it's real and it will be believed. But now, like, you know, even if I said, oh, I took this video in, you know, 2010 or something like that, or whatever, like, they're gonna say, well, you can make AI look like the video was made in 2010. There's no proof to say it's even real. So, sad fact, some marine conservation stuff has accidentally used AI images of some species of dolphins on promotional material. That's sad, that's sad. And what's going to happen with, like, specific projects of, you know, marine, especially, like, independent researchers that go out and look in the ocean, you know? A lot of this stuff was remotely found, you know, through remotely, you know, controlled cameras and stuff under the water, and that's how they've been able to capture stuff, you know, in the last like 10, 20 years. But now, like, well, how can independent researchers even prove that their evidence is real? Maybe, like, how are new people going to be able to get into the profession and also be able to prove that their stuff is legitimate, you know? All it takes is one fake photo, you know, like that from a legitimate source, and it could mess up a lot of different things. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get too sad about it, but it is, like, it is scary to think about, you know? Yeah. Oh, see you later. Thank you very much for coming. Have a great day. This is why sites like YouTube or X enforce the users to declare if its content is real or AI manipulated. It's scary. Yeah. There could be programs that there's later, I don't know, tricky. It will take much longer, but it could end up becoming knowledge freeze, especially difficult in courts. It's going to be difficult in news sources, in courts. It will be thinking, what can we believe anymore? Scary. I just think it's mostly scary for scientific research, you know, and stuff like that. So, it's scary. AI watermarks on videos will be the law. I hope so, to be honest, because I don't want, like, stuff like that to be, you know, used and seen as real scientific evidence. But anyway, so this video is definitely real because this video was posted 8 years ago. So imagine going to the beach and then seeing this. Imagine going to the beach and seeing this. Look.
So uncommon.
Like, I would never go to the beach again. What the fuck?
That we get to see living samples of the creatures. In fact, they so rarely come up to the ocean surface, it wasn't until 2001 when a live oarfish would finally be captured on film, recorded by the U.S. Navy. Number 6. Barrel eye. Boasting a highly unique and transparent head, the Pacific barrel eye fish has a developed and highly sensitive pair of barrel-like eyes topped by green spherical lenses from which it derives its name.
I like
that. The first barrel eye to be discovered alive was found in the depths of California's Central Coast between 2,000 feet or 600 meters and 2,600 feet or 800 meters in depth, wherein it makes its home. Growing to lengths of 1.5 feet or half a meter, barrel eyes possess small mouths, and we've observed that they are very precise while striking at their small prey, usually that of smaller fish, like plankton and jellyfish. The barrel eyes seemingly tend to float stationary in place, maintaining a near motionless manner by using their large flat fins. When it does spot food, however, it rotates its eyes towards the object to include its mouth in its field of view.
What?
The first barrel eye specimen
It includes
to have
its mouth
and
in its
transparent head intact was found by the Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute in 2009. Number 5, Chimera. First found around the 4,200 foot or 1,280 meter depth, the fish known as the chimera looks as if it's stitched together from random parts of other fish and contains no bones in its body, having a skeletal structure made of hardened cartilage. Accustomed to lurking in the cold, dark depths of the ocean, it utilizes its sensory organs on either side of its head to detect electrical fields in the water to locate its prey. Considered to be one of the oldest species of fish, most chimera have mildly venomous spines along their backs. They're often called by other names like ratfish, rabbitfish, and ghost sharks, though they are no sharks themselves. Their origin branched off from the shark, its closest relative, some 400 million years ago, and have mostly gone unchanged since their sharing of the earth with the dinosaurs. Number 4, zombie worms, Ozydex.
I love the way he says it.
So they don't really crave brains, and they can't come back to life.
Zombie
the Ozydex,
worms!
better known as the zombie worm, gets its nickname due to the way they seek out bones to devour and feast upon. Growing to average lengths of 1 to 3 inches or 2 to 7 centimeters, they were first discovered around 10,000 feet or 3,000 meters below the ocean's surface, feasting upon the decaying bones of a gray whale. They do this by secreting an acid from their skin, dissolving the bone, which exposes the protein and fat found within. However, the Ozydex has no mouth or stomach of their own, so they utilize symbiotic bacteria that live inside the worm. The bacteria digest the protein and fat and distribute it to the worm host in a currently unknown manner. Number 3,
so cool.
Giant isopod.
That's so cool.
Though it looks like something from an alien planet, the giant isopod comes from the ocean depths, found some 550 to 7,020 feet, or roughly 170 to 2,140 meters down, and grows to average lengths of 12 to 16 inches or 30 to 40 centimeters, making it the largest of the isopod family.
Look at
Being
him!
a carnivorous creature, the giant isopod scuttles across the deep-sea floor where light is scarce, scavenging for any food it may find as it feels around through the use of its large antennae.
I love how
eating anything from the
I just realized I keep pointing at the pictures when I'm going, I keep pointing. I have a habit of going, when I see something I think is cute, I always go, and I point at it. So like as to show what it is. And I keep pointing at him and I realize you guys couldn't even see me pointing at him. sorry. I pointing again.
The decaying bodies of other marine life to any slow-moving creatures, such as sea cucumbers and sponges. Number 2, tardigrades.
Yay, tardigrades!
With about 800
I love
different
them!
species known to exist worldwide, tardigrades, also known as the water bear, is a micro-animal and lives all over the world in any sort of extreme condition.
I made a video on tardigrades too.
Pure awesome. They can breathe in anything and anywhere, from the vacuum of space to 600 times that of normal atmospheric pressure.
Yeah.
They can survive in both extremely low temperatures and immense desiccation
And extreme
or severe
radiation.
dryness, being exposed to extreme temperatures of minus 272 degrees Celsius or minus 458 degrees Fahrenheit, rooms filled with helium gas, and suspended in liquid air at minus 190 degrees Celsius or minus 310 degrees Fahrenheit for 21 months, and after all of this, emerged alive. When the little guys finally decide to kick the bucket and die off, their body encases itself in a glass-like substance. I mean, come on, that's just cool. Number 1, bobbit worm. Looking like a sarlacc pit from hell, one with powerful, retracting barbed jaws that we think even Boba Fett couldn't escape. The bobbit worm grows up to an astounding 10 feet or about 3 meters in length and intertwines itself into the loose soils of the
I
ocean
like
floor,
him.
around 30 to 150 feet or 10 to 45 meters or so in depth, where it lies in wait for prey to swim or crawl
Whoa!
by.
He's
They
trying
are
to get
typically
it.
found in the warm ocean waters, such as those that surround the Indo-Pacific region.
I'm sorry, but when I saw this, I was thinking of him going, I want uppies. Think about it and look at the worm.
So in depth,
Just think
where
about
it
it.
lies in wait for
I
prey
want
to swim
uppies.
or crawl by.
Sorry.
They are typically found in the warm ocean waters, such as those that surround the Indo-Pacific region.
He's
If you happen to see one
shiny.
and want to touch it, don't.
Oh.
No. Just no.
Why not? That guy is.
The bobbit worm is covered with many bristles, all of which can cause permanent nerve damage. The amazing speed, combined with sharp teeth, make this worm a superior predator, and it's not
Oh.
uncommon for them to slice fish in half with a single strike, and
Whoa.
can even chew through coral reef. To us, it looks like something out of a nightmare, and we're pretty sure you'll agree.
It is.
Do you have an idea for a future top 10 video? Let
Thank
us know
you,
in the
top
comment
10
section
video.
below. Be sure
Thank you. I appreciate it. Anyway, so yeah, that was just something about the some creatures in the ocean that are really weird. There are some really weird creatures in the sea out there. So it is really, really interesting. Very, very interesting. So yes. So God, this is tricky. I feel like I may need to like do like one video about just weird sea creatures, and then maybe we could do another stream where we talk about like the conspiracy theories, because I feel like there's so much about this that I want to continue to talk about that I feel like I will neglect the topic of conspiracy theories. So maybe we could like maybe we could do like a specific other stream maybe in a few days about it. Is that okay with everybody? I apologize. Let me just change the title of the stream. I know you guys would probably rather me talk about the conspiracy theories, but I just feel like there's so much cool stuff to cover with this. Yeah. So we can do it next time when we talk more about it. Because I do want to get into like not only just like the conspiracy theories around that, but also about like stuff that's being put in the water and things like that. I feel like could be really fun to talk about. So yeah, we can talk a little bit more about cool sea creatures maybe now. There's something that I want to talk a bit more about. We could maybe watch a video about. Yeah, experiment for intelligence. There's some really cool videos of experiments on Octopus and stuff. Let me see if there's any Creative Commons. If not, we could see if we can find just one that's educational. Yeah, there's not really many, but we can look here. Oh, this was actually a really cool video. We've already watched this one though, but we can watch. Like Baikal has freshwater seals. What? It does? Is that true? Yeah, that's so nice. I'll have to. I've got it on my search, so I'll be sure to be looking into that. Okay, don't even worry. How well do they remember? Let's look at an octopus memory test. Let me just double check. Yeah, let's have a look at this. This should be fine. Hopefully the volume's okay.
We place a snack in one of the 4 tubes. I'll turn it down just a little bit. The holes are big enough for the octopus to fit an arm through it, yet small enough to prevent him from seeing the fish at the bottom of the tube. Whoa. Look at him. We place the snack at the same tube every time to test his memory. Although he'll sometimes search multiple holes simultaneously, he does seem to favor one each time. Oh, so let's see what he does. Look at him. Just the way they move is so cool. You know? Like, just the way, like, look at the way he moves around. Like, you can just tell how intelligent he is. Alright, let's have a look. Let me know if the volume's okay, guys. Oh, just having a little look to see which one is the fish. Look at him. He knows at least there's something in the tube, which is cool. And he found it. It was in the second tube. Oh, that was really good, he said. Mmm, yummy. Look at him. Oh, Octopus is so cool, just the way that they, like, move. He's trying to test in the second tube to see if there's anything else trapped there. He's long. Look how long his tentacles are. That's amazing. Okay, it's in the second tube again, as you can see up there. Let's see where he reaches for. He initially reaches into the second tube again. Okay, you can tell. So at least like an hour later, he remembers to go to the second tube again, which is pretty cool. He knows. He knows. Like, that was initially where he went into first, like, immediately. Super interesting. And that was an hour later, so he's got short-term memory. It's in that second one again. So this is the next day. And he goes into that second one again. Wow. How does he remember? You know what? I probably wouldn't remember that. We're still doing any deep sea conspiracy theories. I'm going to do it in a few days, I think. Because I want to give it its own stream. If that's okay. Because there's lots that I want to cover with that, and there's lots that I want to talk about as far as like cool deep sea creatures. So if that's okay, if you don't mind, we can split it. I think it's probably better if we split it up into 2 streams. And he immediately goes into that one again. How do you guys think, like? Because again, I don't think I would be able to remember. I think he is just checking the other ones to be like, so is there like more in there? I don't want to like, you know, miss it or anything. 10 days later. Okay. Just as a long time afterwards. Yeah, no, you won't miss it. I'm going to put a schedule out later today so you'll be able to see what I'll be doing this week. Okay? So don't even worry about it. Okay? Look at his head. Look at his big head. Okay. It's in that tube again. Alright. He's confused about what this is. Did he forget? I mean, he's not putting them into anything in particular. Yeah, I think he's climbing up. Seeing if he can like sense anything. He hasn't put his tentacles into anything fully yet.
I think he's still confused. He's like, I think I remember this, but I can't remember. He's putting his tentacle in the second one. Come on, buddy. Look, he's putting it in there again. How does he remember? How does he know? How does he know? That's so cool. How does he know? Like, I could not remember. He is smarter than me. 15 days later, we did not place a fish in his tube to see what would happen. Okay. So they just had tubes there. And it's obviously not the scent because he's putting it fully in there again. Very interesting. So it's obviously not like a feeling thing, or like he can see it or anything. Like and he's pissed. Look, he's so pissed. Look at him. Look at him. He's like going, no, I want a fish. He's having a tantrum. Working with these little guys is never easy. No matter how we try to set up each experiment, they always seem to wait. What? Oh my god, see, look. Because that's like crazy that they can get through there. That's like insane how they can get through. What a little shit. Like, see, because he has nothing that would stop him from sliding through. He can just slide through. Look at him. He shouldn't be able to get through there. Look how tight of a squeeze that is. That's on glass. You see that? That's literally on glass. Look at him. He's so smug too. He's like, ha 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 ha. Look at me. Look at me. What a little shit. Do you think this fellow has a name? That's super cool. Can we watch another one? Octopus Squeeze Challenge. Oh, this is a good one because... also, by the way, I hope you guys don't think that certain things like this is like cruel. Because, like... It's very good for his, like, kind of, I guess, mental to be constantly challenged, like, in such a way. You know what I mean? To be able to be challenged like this is super good. Also, something interesting as well is they can survive outside of water for a certain amount of time too. That's a lot of the time how they escape is that they get out of the tank and just walk around because they can survive outside of water. So yeah, that's him just around and everything. Would you guys rather the escape room or the squeeze challenge? Which one would you rather? This experiment looked pretty humane. Yeah, I mean, yeah, as long as you're not hurting them, you're just mentally challenging them, and obviously as long as you're not starving them beforehand, you know. Let's do the squeeze one. We could do more. We could do, yeah, okay. Yeah, Octolab! Yeah! This is a cool channel, by the way. It's Octolab TV. If you need me to change the volume, let me know. Does he have a name, though? Do you guys know if he's got a name? Oh god, these are quite small openings, actually. Like, super tight. Okay, round one. Pretty normal squeeze for him, I guess. Look at him. These are, I guess, two angles of it. Oh, look at him. Oh, hello. Easy, easy. Not even thinking about it. That's easy for him. And you know what? By like round 2 or 3, he'll be like, "Oh, I'm doing a squeeze test." Like he'll know they're making smaller and smaller openings for me. Oh, this is fun, I guess. That's pretty cool, right? He'll understand the point of the exercise. I bet he has like the capacity to know that, which is pretty cool. I wonder how it feels. I bet it would feel strange considering like how much feeling they have in their bodies with all of the tentacles. But it's probably like it's not going to be painful or anything for him because I mean he's squishy, you know. He's just a squishy guy, you know. It probably doesn't matter. I mean, they escape aquariums through tiny little cracks. Like this is like nothing. I think any experiments performed on a stupid octopus is probably inhumane. Well, good thing that no octopuses are stupid. Plus, they're not hurting him or doing anything bad to him. Look at him! Just snazzing on fur. I wonder if the brains and arms ever argue or disagree. I suppose for them to function... Oh my god, even their expressions, their like little micro expressions in their eyes are like expressive. Like you can just tell like there's intelligence behind their eyes. Yeah, if he doesn't want to... Yeah, it's not like they're just like, oh, go on, squeeze through. They can't communicate with him to just go do it. Like they probably put that there and then wait for a certain amount of time. And yeah, again, this is something they do in the wild all the time with like against sharp rocks, coral, and things like that. Like this is nice glass. It's not going to hurt him at all. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, for them to like be a unit, like a cohesive unit, all of the arms and tentacles, brains, etc., like they'd need to have like some kind of ability to agree. If they all disagreed, he wouldn't be able to do anything, you know. Oh, he finds this a little tricky. He's got to kind of move around a bit, but he doesn't mind that much. Oh. He's determined. He can't get stuck. He's a squishy man. He's a squishy octopus. He's not mentally... No, I'm not saying he's mentally challenged. Are you dumb? I mean, as in they're challenging him mentally. As in they're testing his intelligence. Am I too autistic to understand you're joking? I'm sorry. Or are you... Like, this is why if there's an aquarium for an octopus, they have to be so careful. Because imagine an octopus gets out and they just walk around, you know? And probably with enough practice, he could get like... This could become a skill for him. He could get really good. Oh, he don't want to do it. He don't want to. He don't want to. He changed his mind, but then I think he'd come back. Oh wait, no, he was just readjusting himself. Oh my god. You see the way he moved? Like, it's kind of human. He's got like his arm up there and his legs through. And then he's like, do I want to do it? I don't know if I can be bothered. Nah. I don't want to do it right now. Maybe later. Maybe I'll try again. Why not? I'll give it another go. Why not? See, he can choose not to whenever he wants to. Maybe I'll try from this way. Now he's trying another way. Never mind. I can't be bothered. What? 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 Wait, hang on a minute. How did he do that? Wait, what? How did he like literally just took it off? Took it off of the... He found the mechanism how they were like attaching it. I just put it up. What a little shit. Are you serious? Oh, and he loves his barrel. That's why he kept moving around. He wanted to get into his barrel because he loves it. Look at him. Look, he's waving! Look, he's so smug. Look at his smug little face and his little eyes. He's got a smug little eye. Oh, don't mind me. Oh, sorry. I just in here and... Oh, bye. Bye. That's so cool. That's really cool. Wait, let me see if I can do one more. I just want to look at one more, maybe. If that's okay. Octopus intelligence experiment takes unexpected turn. Okay. Okay. Well, let's have a little look. Just quickly. Just quickly. Just quickly. Just quickly. Just quickly. Octo-chan is my favorite high IQ Mesugaki. Octo-chan. They're making this octopus smarter and smarter. The octopus in this video is presented with a fish within a container. The container is a screw top. There is a small opening on the top of the container. He can fit through the hole to taste the food, but he cannot pull the food through the container. The only way into the container is to unscrew the top. So we thought... Oh, it's a baby bottle because he's a baby bottle. He's a baby. Oh, it's like also we thought. I get what they mean. Okay, look at him. He's a baby. Look at his baby bottle. Ooh, that's a big bottle. Look at him. Look, he's a baby. Look, he's singing. Do you hear him? Do you hear him? He's waving! He's taking a step back to analyze the situation. This is something common we see in almost every experiment. They usually take about 5 minutes or so before making a second attempt. Oh, she's having a thought. He's having a big thought. I don't think before I do things. He's better than me. I don't think before I do anything. Like, I don't take a separate second to analyze either. So he's better than me. Oh, look, he bounced on his squishy head. Oh, he's got such a squishy head. Wait, how do you do that? Did he get it open? The octopus has gotten a hold of the fish with his arm. He's able to taste the fish. Oh, he thinks that's delicious. Wait, sorry, I didn't read the end of that. There is no letting go now. Oh. I want to be as big brain as him. But I can only... Well, I can't be as big brain as him because I can only have 2 thoughts a day. So I can't, unfortunately. I only have 2 thoughts a day. And he has 9, so he can have at least 18 thoughts a day. And I can only have I can only have 2. And making 9 times 2 is 18 was my first thought of the day. So I only have 1 more to go. The colossal squid, I will. I like him. As expected, the octopus is attempting to pull the fish through the small opening. He is unable to do so due to the size of the fish being much smaller. Sorry, being much larger than the hole. Look at him, he's looking at them like, are you seriously not letting me do that? That's so annoying. I can't pull that out. He's singing because he's upset. The experiment has taken an unexpected twist. Instead of unscrewing the top, the octopus has applied a tremendous amount of force and has ripped off the top pacifier part of the bottle. We were unable to get him to unscrew the top in this experiment. However, it was quite interesting to watch him find another way into the bottle. To give you an idea of how difficult it is to rip off the seal, his handler was unable to replicate what he did underwater. Wow. Wait, let me watch this again. So look, see this white bit here? I guess he's going to rip that off to be able to get in. So watch the white bit. Oh, he's applying some force, some pressure. Applying a bit of pressure. Watch him. Whoa, pop! He just popped it off like it was nothing. We should sell octopus as can openers. Then can openers wouldn't have any jobs anymore. They would steal all the can openers' jobs. Now he gets the fish. Brute force octopus. Yeah. Look at him. He's pleased. Now he gets his fish. Now he gets his big old fish. Look at that plopping away. Bye-bye. Look, he's peeking! He's peeking! He's so cute! Look at him! He's peeking! He's so happy! He's like, Sugoi! Fish! Mmm, fishy! Mmm, yummy! Mmm, oishi! Oishi fishy! Mmm, oishi! Fishy desu! Fishy desu! Oishi! Mmm, yummy! Nom 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 nom! Mmm! Mmm, yummy! Mmm, nom 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 nom! Mmm! Octopus-chan! Happy desu! Yummy! Ahe! Ne! Matane! Matane! Sorry. Sorry. Anyway, so yeah. I'm sorry. That's like such a horrible noise I make. So let's look into this thing that Chappy mentioned. Lake Baikal. The world's deepest lake? The world's deepest lake? Why is it deep? Why is it so deep? The world's oldest and deepest freshwater lake? Wow, what a cool intro. Whoa. 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 Cool.
The oldest and deepest freshwater lake in the world, Lake Baikal.
Well, no, I don't want to watch that. Well, let's just watch a proper video on it. Why not? Why not?
Deep within the heart of Asian Russia, a 640-kilometer long gigantic lake is connecting the Sayan and Stanovoy mountains of southern Siberia. This is Lake Baikal. And while it's not the largest lake...
I don't want to watch that one. Oh, whoa. The deepest lake and the clearest lake. Hey, look at him! How did a seal get to a lake in the middle of Siberia? Hey! How did that happen?
The Baikal seal, or the nerpa as it's known in Russian, is the only freshwater species of seal in the world, with its entire population being contained within one lake, Lake Baikal in Siberia. The reason that an entire population of seal species can hunt, breed, and live their whole lives in one lake is that Lake Baikal is absolutely massive, having a larger area than the whole of Belgium, being one of the largest lakes in the world.
Jesus!
So there is plenty of room. However, what isn't known is how they got there in the first place.
How did they get
as
there?
the lake is more than 1,500 kilometers and a mountain range away from the nearest sea.
What?
While the lake itself is over 450 meters above sea level.
Did they run there?
So how
did they hop
get there?
What? Tell me now. Tell me now.
The Baikal seal
like
may be the only freshwater species of seal in the world,
him.
but it is not the only seal that is isolated in a landlocked
It's the only
body of
freshwater
water,
seal in
as
the
the Caspian
world?
seal, a close relative of the Baikal seal, is also not able to access any of the other oceans, their whole population being contained within the Caspian Sea. And the way in which both of these seals got to where they are may be from the same reason.
Okay.
There are two main theories that explain how the seals got to their current habitats.
I like them.
One being that they were able to travel across northern Russia due to flooding that was caused by the many glaciers that formed during the Ice Age about 100,000 years ago.
Right.
And some seals are known to do this, travelling over land into lakes, but only when they are very close to the ocean.
I see.
So when there was extensive glaciation all over Russia in the Ice Age, it may have been possible for them to pass into the Caspian Sea and Lake Baikal from the north. And this is backed up by DNA evidence because the closest relative of the Caspian seal and the Baikal seals are ringed seals, the most common species of seal found in the Arctic Ocean. The other theory is that about 5 to 10 million years ago, in a time known as the Miocene,
I love the
Caspian
Miocene.
and the Black Sea were combined together into one giant inland
The
ocean
Miocene
called
epoch.
the Paratethys Sea that flooded much further than their modern coastlines. And this ocean may have had some sort of corridor connecting it to the other oceans. When the Paratethys disappeared, the Caspian seal and the Baikal seal could have been separated and trapped in their current habitats, allowing them to become two different species over time. And there is evidence that this could have happened because the region around where this old sea would have been has bones from long dead seals.
No.
However, the problem is that the seals may not be old enough for this to have happened.
I like
Seals
them.
evolved from otter-looking animals that were closely related to bears, called
Yeah, they have
Cementorids.
octopods.
And the earliest fossils of these creatures are known from northern Canada around 21 to 24 million years ago. So seals would have been around when this ocean existed, but the Baikal seals were much younger than this. The Baikal seal's closest relatives are the ringed seal and the Caspian seal, with most DNA evidence pointing to them separating about 2 to 3 million years ago. But the Paratethys Sea would have long disappeared by this point, so the dates don't quite add up. And so although there are some good ideas to how the seals became landlocked, there are still things that need to be worked out, and so it is still a bit of a mystery. The seal may be one of Lake Baikal's most charming residents, but the lake itself is very unusual too, being a bit of a geological phenomenon. The lake is ancient, being the oldest lake in the world at 25 million years old, which is spectacularly old for a lake that, unlike mountains or volcanoes, often aren't actually that old, and can form and then dry up within thousands of years rather than millions. Although at the time of its formation, it probably looked quite different to how it does today. In fact, it was most likely a group of lakes rather than just one, but over time it took shape, with the lakes joining up, creating the behemoth that exists today. The lake's strange geography has led to the evolution of many unusual species that live alongside the Baikal seal. Because Lake Baikal is landlocked, and has been for a very long time, its ecosystem is very isolated. So animals have been able to
evolution of animals that
from other bodies of water.
evolve within those kinds of ecosystems are really
like the
cool.
Galapagos Islands or Madagascar that have very unique ecosystems due to being separated from the mainland. This has given Lake Baikal the nickname the Galapagos of Russia. Although the Galapagos Islands formed about 3 to 5 million years ago.
The Galapagos Islands are really cool. They got the biggest tortoises in the world.
And so its ecosystem has been isolated for even longer. Lake Baikal supports over 1,500 species of animal and over 1,000 species of plants, and at least half of them aren't found anywhere else.
And
However,
Australia
it
is
isn't
like
just
the
the
same,
isolation
how
of
it's
the
got
lake
its
that
own
encourages such a
ecosystem
large
and species
diverse
and everything.
ecosystem containing thousands of species. Lake Baikal is one of the largest lakes in the world, but what really sets it apart is how deep the lake is, as it's the deepest lake in the world, and there are not many other lakes that even come close.
What differentiates
Lake Baikal
like
is deeper
that
than the
lake from the
Caspian Sea by a
ocean?
fairly large margin, and almost 3 times as deep as the deepest lake in the US. Lake Baikal is so deep because it is in a valley formed by the Earth's surface being pulled apart in an area of the world that has a weakened crust. Specifically, Lake Baikal is in between 2 geological structures
Landlocked.
known as the
That makes
Siberian
sense,
Platform and the North China Plate, which are basically ancient continents that are no longer independent. The reason why this is important is because different creatures have evolved to live at different depths, driving diversity. The ocean is divided into different zones, organized by the amount of light that can penetrate into the sea at different depths. And different creatures are found in the different zones.
Who lives
that have
there? Who
evolved
lives
depending
there?
on the pressures and requirements of living in
Tell
each
me.
zone. For instance, swordfish have incredibly large eyes to help them see deeper in the ocean. However, far below swordfish, so little light cuts through the depth
They don't
that
need
creatures
them.
have had to evolve ways of sensing their environment
Yeah.
without eyes,
Don't need
or have
eyes.
to make their own light. Lake Baikal is
What's it
nowhere
called?
near as deep as the
Bioluminescent
deepest
things
parts of
at
the
that
ocean,
like
but it is
depth.
deep enough to stretch across multiple zones, and this has made some fish that live in Lake Baikal evolve in a similar way to deep sea fish.
I
And
don't
the
like
similarities
him.
don't stop there, as Lake Baikal even has thermal vents on its lakebed, similar to the deep sea, being the only body of fresh water known to have them in the world.
That's so cool.
Similar to island ecosystems, the sizes of some of the animals found in the lake are augmented from their relatives in other parts of the world. For instance, Lake Baikal has many species of a type of crustacean called an amphipod that are found both in freshwater and seawater. Amphipods found in other freshwater ecosystems
Looks
around
like
the
a little
world
shrimpy.
are usually no larger than 2 centimeters or so, and quite often can be a lot smaller. But in Lake Baikal, there are species of amphipods that can grow to over 7 centimeters long.
What?
Island gigantism and dwarfism are often caused by differences in the availability of food, or threat levels from predators in the isolated ecosystems from the main one.
Or did the seals
And this
end up
seems to
getting
have had an
super
effect on
big?
the Baikal seal as well.
Yes, they're
DNA
big.
evidence shows that the Nerpa are most closely related to ringed seals.
They're gonna
but an
get
average Baikal
humongous.
seal are about 20 centimeters shorter, most likely due to the lake's isolation.
Oh,
So
they're
Lake
getting
Baikal is a
smaller.
lake.
We're gonna
but
have
it
super
acts like a
small
small ocean,
ones.
and its strange properties have made it develop a truly unique and fascinating ecosystem. Even if how the Baikal seal, or the Nerpa, found itself marooned in an incredibly remote part of Siberia may still be a bit of a mystery.
Little tiny
Thank you for
seal.
watching. A big thank you goes to all my patrons, especially the big contributors that are listed here. If you like
Check out
content like
Mothlight
this,
Media. That seems like a pretty cool channel. That's really interesting, actually. Really interesting. I like that. That's a humble video. A very humble one, if I do say so myself. Yes, very much so. Yeah, that's really humble. What's your guys' like favorite fellows? People think there are UFOs in the lake. We'll have to learn about that when we... I definitely want to think about and talk about the mysteries under the sea, conspiracy, mythological creatures, fellows, different thingies today. Sorry, not today, but next time we do a stream like this, hopefully in a few days. But I'm probably going to head off for now. I'm sorry the stream was kind of shorter than I would have liked it to be, but I have to cook some stuff up today, okay? Well, I guess I can tell you now what I'm doing. But so you guys know how I'm going to be in that humble little concert and stuff for Off-Kai. I need to do some practice and recording stuff and things for that today. And my parents are on a little bit of a day trip, so I don't really have the opportunity to usually do stuff like that. So I'm going to try to take the opportunity while I can today. So that's what I'll be doing today. So I'm sorry the stream is a little shorter than I would have liked. But I do definitely want to get into the conspiracy theory territory of of it and see if we can figure out some really cool stuff. So I'm definitely going to be doing that super soon. Yes, super humbly soon. So let me know in the comments 2 things. Well, not 2 things, but 2 options if you don't know what to say. Firstly, what was your favorite and coolest thing you saw today? And secondly, do you have a specific under the sea or places that are kind of conspiracy theory or maybe weird things were found there that you would want me to look at next stream? Please let me know in the comments when I finish the stream, and I'll write them down, so I'll be sure to look at them. I'm sorry if I didn't cover what you guys wanted today, you know, but I will be sure to do it in a stream, probably not tomorrow's stream, but the next day we will do it, okay? So, yes, we'll wanna do that as well. So, yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for coming to my stream today. I had a really humble and fun time, and yeah, of course, please let me know in the comments what your favorite stuff was, and I really hope that you enjoyed the stream. Again, I apologize for it being shorter today, but I hope you enjoyed it nevertheless. Thank you so much for 23.1k. I didn't realize we just hit that today, maybe? I don't know, I wasn't looking, but I just looked. Thank you so much, I really appreciate it. But yeah, thank you so much for coming to the stream today. I had such a fun time, and yes, I will put out a schedule on Twitter, and I'll put it on the community tab and everything, what I'll be doing this week soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for coming. I hope that you guys had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. Let me know what you wanted me to cover soon, alright? Bye, everybody. Bye. Thank you for coming. But you know, I got things to do. I got places to see, so I better head off. But I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye.